That right there is a $200 mistake. A good deep cycle battery, sitting in the burn pile, thrown away for dead. And I'm about to show you it wasn't dead at all, it was just thirsty. Stick with me for 10 minutes, and you'll never throw away a good battery again. I am from Amish family. I farm a piece of ground here in Lancaster County. My family has worked since we came over from the Palatinate back in 1838. Most batteries that get thrown away are not dead. They're thirsty, dirty, or they've been left to sit until they went sour. And every one of those three things is something you did without knowing you did it, which means it's something you can stop doing. I gathered the whole of this into a book over at eliasyodar.com with the charts and numbers written down. If you want it, it's there. I won't mention it again. Inside that black case are lead plates sitting in a bath of water and acid. When you use the battery or charge it, a little of that water goes off as gas, not the acid, just the water. Same as a kettle on the stove. Boil it long enough and the water leaves, the salt stays behind, thicker and meaner. When the water drops low enough that the tops of the plates poke out into the air, that part of the plate is done. It dries, hardens, and never comes back. A battery low on water is dying from the top down. A little everyday distilled water only. Never tap, never rain, never well water the minerals, and those choke the plates like lime in an old pipe, and it never comes off. How to water it 1. Cover your eyes and hands. First dried acid is stronger acid, and it doesn't care how careful you are. 2. Find the caps on top. A 12-volt battery has 6. If yours says do not open, listen to it. This isn't for that battery. 3. Shine a light in each cell. Plates covered. Good. Plates poking up dry? That cell is thirsty. 4. Add just enough distilled water to barely cover the plates, not to the top yet. 5. Charge it full. Somewhere with air moving a cracked door, a barn with a breeze. Charging batteries give off gas, and that gas wants open air, not a closed closet. 6. Once it's charged and settled, top the water off to just below the fill hole. Cap it snug. That's it. $1 of water, 10 minutes, and a battery headed for the trash comes back to work for years. My grandfather used to say, "A thing does not fail all at once, boy." It tells you it's failing a little at a time, long before it quits. The low water, the weak morning start, that wasn't the battery failing. That was the battery asking. Now you know the language. The sitting dead. Problem A battery left dead and idle for weeks builds a hard crust on the plates. The old-timers called it going to sleep too deep to wake. The longer it sits, the less of the plate works, until one day it just won't come back. The fix? Never let it sit empty. If you're not using a battery through winter, bring it to a full charge and top it up now and again through the cold months. And here's the part that matters most. A full, healthy battery can take a hard freeze and be fine. A rundown battery, with its bath gone weak and watery, can freeze solid and crack the case. So keep it charged, that keeps it from freezing. Store it cool, but not freezing. Same spot you'd keep root vegetable. That blue-green or white crust on the posts, where the wires clamp on, that's corrosion, and it's a thief. It gets between the post and the clamp and chokes the current, like shaking a man's hand through a thick wool mitten. A battery can be full and healthy inside, and still act half dead because the power can't get past the crust outside. The fix: 5 minutes with baking soda. 1. Cover your eyes and hands again. This crust is acid too. 2. Pull the clamps off the posts. 3. Mix a spoonful of baking soda into a cup of water till it's milky. Brush it over the crusty posts, it'll foam as it neutralizes the acid. 4. Scrub with an old toothbrush till the posts shine. 5. Rinse the baking soda off, dry well with a rag. 6. Smear a thin coat of grease on the clean posts before clamping the wires back. Grease seals out the damp air that starts corrosion in the first place. Water when it's thirsty. Charge so it never sits dead or freezes. Clean, greased posts so the power can get out. Do those 3 things and a battery serves you for years past when other folks are throwing theirs away. Not every battery can be saved if the plates have truly shed and settled to sludge. That one's done. But most batteries thrown away today aren't done. They were just never tended. Nobody makes a dime teaching you to water a battery for $1. Everybody makes $1 selling you a new one for $200. That's not a scheme, it's just that the knowledge quietly stopped getting passed down. We're going to walk that path again. If you've got a battery you were ready to give up on, try this on it first. Then come down to the comments and tell me what kind it was, how old, and whether it came back. Every man who reports back teaches the next one.